I grew up in a little town in northeast Texas, Gilmer, Texas. It was the county seat of Upshur County, so it was the biggest city anywhere around. When I was a kid here, we always looked forward to the Jamboree, celebration of the sweet potato, the yams. They had a carnival on the square all blocked off, all sorts of things. And they would sell slice of sweet potato pie. I had people come from all over. In fact, one year I won the yam pie eating contest. And of course, I was very fortunate I got to escort Miss Sweet Potato in the pageant. How you doing? Good. My grandfather and his brother, Uncle Fred, they started the pharmacy. Then my dad came and became a pharmacist and joined them. But even predating them, there was an uncle that would go around horseback and had saddlebags with all sorts of test tubes of different medicines and would take it to people. So they were always serving, trying to help people stay well. They just did it by horseback. Down here is where we had the pharmacy, and now it's an arcade, but this is where it was, right here.
What Hogg are you?
I am Billy Jock Hogg's son, the youngest one.
They used to have a drugstore.
Yes, yes.
Okay, his granddaddy started the drugstore here.
Oh!
Yeah,
Meaning-
his name was Jack Hogg, and we called him Pop.
Yes.
And his brother was
Billy.
Fred, Uncle Fred.
I knew Billy Jack real well.
Oh,
I knew when the
fantastic.
drugstore was.
I always remember, it didn't matter if it was Christmas morning, you're about to open a present. If we got a phone call, we always answered the phone, and it was somebody who needed some medicine, and we'd go up to the pharmacy and he would fill those prescriptions, because, you know, these people were in need. He served all people. It didn't matter, you know, which side of town they were on, what race they were. He was the one pharmacist who would fill prescriptions for everybody. And so when I was doing my Eagle Scout project, there was a cemetery that we discovered. It was on a hillside behind what at the time was the Gilmer Pottery. I asked grandmother about that, and she said that was an old slave cemetery that had been abandoned. I decided that was going to be my Eagle Scout project, is to start clearing all the rubbish and brush out. And there were little markers. We would try to write those, but we got that as best we could, you know, back to something where, you know, if they had descendants, they could visit it and see it. So when it came time, you know, graduating from high school, I was going to college. I wasn't quite sure where to go. One of my brother's friends had gone to Baylor, and I thought I could do that. I majored in accounting finance, and so I went to work in audit for Touche Ross & Company. Learned a lot from that, but it just wasn't fulfilling to me. I'd be reading Newsweek and I'd read about the medical discoveries, and I just thought, that sounds fun, and I thought, I want to do it. I volunteered at Parkland Hospital in Dallas. I would go there a couple of times a week in the evenings, and they assigned me to the ICU. And I would go in and just kind of bathe the patients, and it was a, you know, minor task, but I could tell I was helping the patients and getting them cleaned up so their family could come in and see them for a few moments. And I thought, this is what I want to do. And so then I got interested in radiology. I loved being a consultant to the other doctors. It was fun. You were solving the mystery. And so I went and did my residency in radiology at Emory in Atlanta, and then went out into practice. So when I was practicing in Austin, one thing I got very interested in is a newer development in treating veins, varicose veins, and venous insufficiency. And my group really wasn't doing much of that, but I kept seeing these patients that would have these leg problems and hugely underdiagnosed. It's not something they teach you in medical school, and no one seemed to be interested in it, but it was so impactful in a negative way on a lot of patients. So it was very important that when establishing Medical Vein Clinic, I wanted it to be different, the best, just leagues above anything out there for the patient experience and the outcome. And so in the lobby, I wanted the you know, you feel like you're more on vacation rather than going into a hospital. And so the tropical foliage I thought represented, you know, that relaxation, kind of vacation times. My mother was not only an artist, but, you know, taught art in my little town. And so I had that big influence. I know how art can relax you, can motivate you different ways. And in fact, I did some of the artwork for our latest clinic myself. And on the paintings, the Calm Waters 1 and 2 and the one of the surf, they reflect what's happening in the legs. And you want those legs to be calm, not to be achy or heavy and swollen like Calm Waters 1 and 2, or when they need to exercise, and we should be doing that. It's that high energy and it's working for you. That's how you see everything churning in those. So it gives patients something to look at and think, that's how I want my legs to be. Thank you for coming to the clinic, and remember to keep those legs moving.